Step into any electronics store in 2025, and it feels like a neon jungle. Screens stretch wall to wall, 4K, 8K, AI-enhanced visuals, HDR, Dolby Vision, all vying for your attention. But behind the hype, the reality is clear. Many of these TVs won't last more than a few years, and showroom shine doesn't tell the full story. The industry is quietly split in two. On one side are flashy, overhyped models built more for marketing than longevity. On the other are brands focused on real quality, durable hardware, lasting picture performance, and a viewing experience that feels timeless. Today, we're cutting through the noise to rank the 10 TV brands in 2025 that are truly worth your money. From reliable budget performers to the ultimate champions of cinematic excellence. Some of the names on this list might surprise you. Number 10. Philips, the ambiance expert with a double identity. Philips is the wild card on this list. In Europe, the brand is adored. Stunning OLED panels, that signature ambilight glow, and picture quality so immersive it feels like stepping into a dream. But in the US, the Philips name means something completely different. American Philips TVs aren't made by Philips at all. The brand is licensed to budget manufacturer Funai. So when you pick up a Philips at Walmart or Kroger, you're not getting European craftsmanship. You're getting a mid-tier TV wearing a premium badge. That said, there are gems if you know where to look. The Philips OLED 808, sold in Europe and in limited US markets, is a standout. Ambilight adds depth, colors pop beautifully, and Dolby Vision IQ performance punches far above its price, especially under $1,500. But avoid the bargain lines like the 5000 series. They're slow, dim, and age as badly as milk left in the sun. One commenter says, "I owned 3 generations of Philips OLED and think they are excellent." One of the very few to support all HDR standards, Ambilight is an incredible USP, and they are generally pretty snappy user interfaces. If you want atmosphere and style, Philips delivers. Just make sure you're buying the real deal, not the badge-engineered look-alike. Number 9. Vizio, the fallen favorite pushing for redemption. A few years back, if you asked anyone which TV offered the best value in America, the answer was almost always Vizio. They were the people's champion. Strong panels, great pricing, and solid American engineering. But then things took a turn. Vizio's SmartCast software became a sluggish mess. Customer support slipped, and owners dealt with freezing menus, crashing apps, and updates that broke more than they fixed. Still, if you choose the right models, Vizio deserves another chance in 2025. The MQX series from 2023 to 2025 finally ironed out most of the software problems, and the picture quality is outstanding for the money, bright, sharp, and delivering excellent contrast for under $800. One commenter summed it up perfectly. "My MQX outperforms my brother's $1,400 Samsung. He's furious I paid half and got the same HDR punch." So what should you do? Skip the budget V series. They're still buggy. But the MQX and P series? Absolute steals. They bring back classic Vizio energy, solid build quality, rich picture performance, and durability that's finally heading in the right direction. Number 8. Toshiba, the comeback no one expected. Toshiba was once a giant of Japan's tech world, then spent nearly a decade fading into obscurity. But in 2025, they've quietly begun climbing back, thanks largely to Hisense, which now owns and manufactures many of their TV panels. The result? Some surprisingly solid options for budget-conscious buyers. The best example is the Toshiba C350 Fire TV, priced between $300 and $500 depending on size. It's a fantastic value for casual viewers. The picture is clean, HDR10 works well enough for movie nights, and Fire TV integration is quick and responsive. It's not flawless, of course. The edge-lit panel means blacks aren't as deep as premium models, and fast-moving sports can look a bit rough, but as a secondary TV for a bedroom, office, or dorm, it's absolutely a win for the money. One commenter put it perfectly. "Got a Toshiba C350 for my kids' room. 2 years later, Still no issues. Meanwhile, my living room Samsung has needed 2 software resets. Toshiba isn't a flagship brand anymore, but it's one of the few budget names that feels genuinely trustworthy. Stay within the $300 to $600 range, and it's a surprisingly smart buy. Coming up next, the mid-tier giants redefining value: Panasonic, TCL, and Hisense, each one climbing the rankings for its own reasons. Number 7. Panasonic, the premium ghost that refuses to disappear. For years, Panasonic has been like that elusive artist who releases one masterpiece every 5 years. Brilliant, but nearly impossible to find. Since withdrawing from the US market in 2016, their TVs have turned into cult favorites among true videophiles. And in 2025, they're quietly mounting a comeback. Their flagship Panasonic MZ2000 OLED is breathtaking. It's pure cinematic craftsmanship. Built on LG's latest OLED panel and refined with Panasonic's proprietary color processing, it delivers accuracy that can rival even Sony's finest displays. The result? Natural skin tones, flawless blacks, and motion so smooth it feels like you're watching film instead of television. One reviewer nailed it. "My MZ2000 doesn't just play movies, it interprets them." And if $3,000 is too steep, the Panasonic MX950 Mini LED offers much of that experience at roughly half the price. It's bright, rugged, and built with a level of durability you rarely see anymore. But there's one big catch: availability. Panasonic TVs are still difficult to find in the US. If you spot one, grab it. These aren't disposable gadgets. They're long-life machines built to last a decade in a world where most TVs barely survive half that. Number 6. TCL, the budget brand that finally grew a backbone. Not long ago, TCL was the definition of cheap and cheerful. You bought one because it was $400, not because it was impressive. But TCL in 2025? Completely different story. Their TCL QM8 Mini LED might be the best value TV on the entire market. Period. You get roughly 2,000 nits of brightness, stunning HDR, and full-array local dimming that genuinely competes with Samsung's upper-tier QLED models. Performance you'd normally expect from a $2,000 flagship. TCL delivers for around $1,000. Even their older 6 Series QLED-R 655 still shines for under $800. Vibrant colors, strong contrast, and Google TV software that's finally smooth and reliable. TCL also fixed its longtime weakness: quality control. Their manufacturing consistency now rivals brands twice their price. One reviewer said it best. Picked up the TCL QM8 a year ago and honestly didn't expect much at the price. But this thing hasn't slowed down once. The brightness still blows me away, HDR looks insane, and even after hundreds of gaming hours, it's running like day one. Of course, it's not flawless. The built-in speakers are average, and you might run into the occasional buggy update. But TCL has evolved from a cheap alternative into a genuine contender, especially for bright living rooms, gaming setups, and anyone chasing flagship-level performance without the flagship-level bill. If you want your money to work its absolute hardest in 2025, TCL is where it happens. Number 5. Hisense. Hisense has earned a reputation as the budget brand that bites back. While TCL is clever and calculated, Hisense comes in swinging, challenging the industry's heavyweights head-on. In 2025, they're making serious waves. Take the Hisense U8N, a true powerhouse under $1,200. With around 2,500 nits of brightness, full-array local dimming, a 144 Hz refresh rate, and Dolby Vision IQ, it delivers Samsung-level performance without the Samsung price tag. Gamers love its low input lag and fluid motion handling, while movie fans praise the deep blacks, bold contrast, and HDR highlights that make content truly pop. One viewer summed it up perfectly. Bought the Hisense U8N instead of the LG C3. Zero regrets, half the price, 90% of the wow. Even the mid-tier U7N impresses for roughly $900, ideal for bright rooms and everyday use. The lower-end A6 series, however, is best avoided, designed for hitting price points rather than delivering performance. Build quality can vary, with some models feeling slightly plasticky, and customer service isn't always consistent. Yet, with these specs and value, most buyers are willing to overlook these minor flaws. Hisense proves that premium experiences don't require deep pockets. In 2025, they aren't just a budget alternative. They've become a real contender among the giants. At this stage in the smart shopper's journey, you can see the evolution clearly. Panasonic offers quiet mastery for film purists, TCL delivers unmatched performance per dollar, and Hisense provides budget power with premium flair. But now, it's time to turn to the legacy heavyweights, the brands that have dominated the industry for decades. And that's where the stakes and the prices truly escalate. Number 4. Samsung, the bright hype machine that mostly delivers. Walk into any Best Buy, and the first thing that hits you is a wall of Samsung TVs blazing so brightly they could power a small village. And, to be fair, Samsung earns that spotlight. Their QN90D Neo QLED is one of the brightest and most visually explosive TVs you can buy in 2025. Mini LED backlighting, Quantum HDR 2000, excellent anti-glare coating, and a razor-thin design that looks like floating glass. Gamers practically worship it. 120 Hz refresh rate, multiple HDMI 2.1 ports, and input lag so low it feels like the TV knows your next move before you do. But Samsung does have one stubborn flaw: bloatware and ads. You can spend $1,800 on a flagship and still get bombarded with suggested content on your home screen. It's like buying a luxury sports car that keeps popping up discount coupons. Still, if what you want is brightness, sharpness, and long-term reliability, Samsung's premium QLED lineup is tough to beat. Just avoid their cheaper TU and CU series. Those are designed to look good in showrooms, not in real homes. Samsung may not offer the most soulful picture, but for pure visual punch, they remain a top-tier force in 2025. Number 3. Sony, the cinema purist's dream. Sony doesn't just build TVs, they craft experiences. Every Bravia feels like a handwritten love letter to cinema. Their A95 LQD OLED is the ultimate example of what cutting-edge display tech can achieve when executed with real artistic finesse. The color accuracy is nearly flawless, the contrast feels borderline magical, and the motion processing is smoother than a midnight jazz solo. This isn't just watching a movie, it's experiencing one. Sony's processing remains the industry gold standard. Their cognitive XR processor analyzes each scene the way the human eye perceives depth and color, adjusting in real time for maximum realism. One reviewer described the upgrade perfectly. Went from a Samsung QN90C to a Sony A95L. My jaw dropped. It doesn't just look brighter, it looks alive. Of course, excellence comes at a price. The A95L starts around $2,800. And while the more affordable X90L is solid, it can't quite touch the OLED brilliance of its flagship sibling. But the moment you turn on a Sony, you understand why Hollywood studios use their monitors for color grading. Sony doesn't chase trends, they chase truth. If your living room doubles as your personal theater, this is the brand that delivers the closest thing to cinematic perfection. Number 2. LG, the OLED king that still commands the throne. When it comes to pure picture quality, LG remains undefeated. Their LG C3 OLED is the perfect balance of performance and affordability, while the new 2025 G4 OLED Evo might be the closest thing to a flawless consumer TV ever built. What makes LG so special? Every single pixel produces its own light. No backlight, no blooming, no halos. Just infinite contrast and colors that look like they were brushed onto the screen with light itself. The C3 continues to deliver that cinematic wow factor no LED can truly replicate. It supports every major HDR format: Dolby Vision, HDR10+, HLG, along with one of the most complete gaming feature sets available today: 120Hz refresh rate, VRR, G-Sync, FreeSync, and ultra-fast response times. One commenter captured it perfectly. "Watched Blade Runner on my LG C3. Felt like I stepped inside the movie. My eyes forgot it was a TV." Yes, OLEDs still carry a burn-in risk, but LG's latest protection features and pixel refresh cycles have made it extremely rare. And combined with LG's smooth, elegant WebOS interface, the whole experience feels premium from the very first click. LG doesn't try to overwhelm you like Samsung. It wins you over quietly, with confidence, and still delivers the most immersive cinematic image money can buy. Number 1. Bang & Olufsen, the price of perfection. Let's be honest, Bang & Olufsen isn't designed for the average buyer. It's for people whose home theater setups cost more than most people's cars. But if you want to witness the absolute peak of craftsmanship, the BioVision Harmony is on another level entirely. This isn't just a TV, it's a performance. When you turn it on, the oak panels unfold like mechanical wings, revealing the OLED display beneath. The sound doesn't just play, it fills the room like you're sitting inside a concert hall. At its core is an LG OLED panel, but everything surrounding it has been re-engineered with Bang & Olufsen's signature Danish acoustics and luxury materials, turning your living room into a high-end cinema. One reviewer said, "The Harmony isn't a TV, it's a ritual. Every time it powers on, I stop talking and just watch." Of course, at around $20,000, calling it worth it depends entirely on the size of your bank account. But in terms of design, materials, engineering, and longevity, this is art that happens to stream Netflix. Bang & Olufsen shows what a TV can become when price is irrelevant and perfection is the only goal. But here's the truth for everyone else. You don't need to spend $20,000 to get greatness. Whether it's LG's C3 OLED, Sony's A95L, or even TCL's QM8, the real champions of 2025 are the TVs that combine performance, durability, and value. Because that's what truly matters, not buzzwords, not showroom tricks. A good TV isn't defined by how smart it claims to be. It's defined by how long it lasts and how good it makes every single moment look. At NextGen Picks, that's what we stand for. Spend smarter, buy better, and always know the truth behind the tech. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.